You're listening to the State of Play, a quick-fire roundup of all things Irish football and beyond. Coming up on this episode, the boys in green kick off against the English. The FAI were forced to apologise, and the June dates have been confirmed. All this and more coming up on the State of Play. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast. You're very welcome to another edition of the State of Play. And if you like what you hear and love what you see, do hit that subscribe button. Give that QR code a little scan over there. Head over to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you want opinion, head over to thegreenmachinepodcast.com. That's thegreenmachinepodcast.com. We'll change it someday to lansdowneroar.ie, but I'm not too sure. Probably when we get an Ireland manager, which probably won't be for the next few months anyway. But Martin, it's good to have you back. I've got the last couple of shows solo, and I was quite lonely. So it's good to see you. Although you were talking to me whilst I was recording my immediate reaction to the Nations League, which is available on YouTube, by the way, YouTube exclusive. Were you were you a few sheets to the wind, Martin? Were you?
I was, yeah. I was down in the Irish Centre in Camden, London. Yeah. With esteemed. I was in safe hands. As my good mate Lawrence Wren told me, I was in very safe hands. I was with Packy Bonner and Shay Gibbon. Yeah,
there he is. Yep. If you're listening to this on the Spotify version, on the YouTube version, we're showing the pictures of. I tell you what, Shay Gibbon, he looks like he'd probably go and goal again, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible, Nick. I tell you, I was quite close up to the stage kind of thing. I was like second row or something. But
yeah, you were.
Yeah, he looks in brilliant shape, and you know he's certainly looked after himself after football. I mean, he was always kind of nimble, wasn't he, on his toes as a goalkeeper. But yeah, he looks really well, and telling everyone how much he's loving the media duties and stuff. But this was in association with the Donegal Council, and big kind of movement, I think, from Donegal to kind of get people moving back to Ireland, and you can work remotely here and look at our amazing beaches. Fantastic night.
Why did you want to move from London to Donegal?
No, I'll tell you, it was like Packy Bonner's quite involved in it, obviously, and got Shay down there, and there was a charity element to it as well. But you know,
are you saying Donegal's a charity? Is that what you're saying, Martin?
No. Shay was very comfortable with his own people, is what I'd say, because I've been at a few things with Shay as well in the past. Very good.
Comfortable he doesn't live there.
I tell you what, they really bounced off each other well. That was kind of one of the things I would say, like a good bit of crack and banter between them, and just they're in sync basically. Their careers have crossed over so much. Obviously, Packy was a massive inspiration to Shay, and some brilliant stories and stuff, and obviously shared that interesting interaction with Mr. Keane in Saipan in 2002. So there was a version, and they were asked about that, and they were very insightful, would I say? And I might have some audio of that we might be able to get out there.
We might have a bit of audio. Okay, so we are going to be live on Sunday. So Martin's got a bit of audio. We're going to pull the curtain back a bit. He did try to send it over to me, but he couldn't for tonight's episode. But you couldn't work your phone, could you, Martin?
No, it's just so golden. What is actually the content is so good. Obviously there's the bit of chat about the manager.
Does it have to be destroyed? Like when Keane went on about the.
Yeah, it's actually very good, and it was very, very funny. There was some brilliant interaction, as I said, between them, and they were just chatting about lots of things. Really, Charlie O'Leary, obviously, it was a really good night down there, and they were very, very funny, and it was a good crack.
No, I'm looking forward to that. That will be on Sunday. We will be live. Not sure of a time just yet, but we will be live on YouTube and Facebook for Lansdowne Roar Live, Martin and myself. Shall we get into it, Martin?
Definitely.
Yeah, so the Nations League draw was made. Here you go. Here's the group. Group 2B. Sounds like a classroom. So we got England, 1 star, doing very well. Finland, the Republic of Ireland, and Greece. Now, of course, this will be the first time. The big game is England, Martin, isn't it? Really, first competitive time, first competitive game against the English since March 1991. That 1-1 draw in Wembley, and of course, we kick off our campaign against them. That is on the 7th of September, a Saturday. I'm sure the guards are delighted about that. It was written in the stars, really, wasn't it? I said it on the video last night. I said we were talking about it in our WhatsApp group, and we just thought it was going to be England, didn't we?
The last few episodes, I said it was destiny. It's going to happen. There was speculation about Carsley perhaps getting the Ireland job, and obviously working with the England under 21s at the moment. We're so kind of closely aligned with England in so many respects, and I just thought it was going to happen. And yeah, we were proven right as well.
Yeah, handy for.
It's interesting as well. You know, this is just how football works. I mean, you think about, you know, Poyet was over, wasn't he, in Dublin recently, and was asked about the Ireland job. Are you interested? And then we get Greece again. So it's just how football works. I think it's just something it's meant to be. And what I would say about it, I mean, England, and people say, oh, it's a really tough group and things like that.
Well, it is. It's a tough group, man.
Oh, it is. Yeah, of course it is. But what I would say, that the brilliant thing for the FAI is, like I say, from a commercial point of view, we've got no money. They wanted England. I mean, this is
it's a cash cow.
People will be probably regretting now they didn't get the season ticket, because whether you like it or not, the ticket's going to be high demand for those games now. So, you know, the Aviva, as I've said before, has only sold out 3 or 4 times, I think, in its history since 2010. And you know, England will sell it out for this game, and it being a Saturday night as well, it's going to be an attractive one. I mean, look, we were talking off air, but you know, we have travel concerns now, don't we? Trying to arrange games.
Oh my god!
In the flights, everyone's traveling obviously from England.
I couldn't believe it. Right,
flights are ridiculous for the game already.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get through the rest of the fixtures. Don't worry, we got them there. But you know, I was booked my trip to Finland. We'll talk about that in a second. But the England trip, you know, Ryanair, I looked at it, like 90 quid. I'm like, what? It's like literally treble price. That's before you get your oxygen, you pay for your seat, you pay, you know, and all this kind of palaver, and like 90 quid. And I was like, nah. Yeah, I'm actually flying.
Expensive day.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I can imagine like the sort getting on that. You know, I'm going to sound like a rice snob. You know, I was thinking, because I got to fly over, right? I've got work commitments. So that game's on the 7th of September. I've got to fly back over on the 8th, and work commitments, and then go back over for I think are we playing Greece after that? Yes, double header home. So I do have to fly back over, and I was thinking, I'm not paying 90 quid to sit on a plane full of England fans. I'm sorry. I just, do you know what I mean? Like, it's true though, isn't it? You stuck with it, because they're the ones that are going to get the Ryanair flight. They know they're going to get the Ryanair flight over.
Yeah. I mean, that is just going to happen, isn't it? I think I've kind of resolved myself within that's going to happen. I'm actually flying back that night.
You'll fit in, Martin, won't you? You can go incognito. They won't know it's you. No,
it's fine. Yeah, I don't mind.
Given all that Vindaloo,
3 Lions. Yeah, Vindaloo, 3 Lions coming home and all that kind of stuff. See where the team are heading out as well. You know, rubbing shoulders with Declan and Jack. It'll be quite good. I was chatting about it last night, obviously, and I know, Deco. Chatting about it last night, and you know, you know, you can ask betting sites, can't you, for odds and stuff. Someone's surely got to ask, you know, odds of Declan Rice not playing in that game. You know, do you think he'll go to Dublin? I think he should. I think it'd be ridiculous if he doesn't travel. He's fit.
Oh, it'd be outrageous if he does. Like I'll joke.
This is all right. This is the Nations League, admittedly, but you know, if we had him in a competitive game in years to come, you know, he's got to just. It will help now if he just moves on and does it.
If he's injured, he's injured. But if he pulls out of it, he's a wimp. I'm sorry, if he pulls out of it because you know, I fear for my safety. No, I'm sorry, mate, you're a wimp. Like what's he's gonna get? Listen, he's gonna get dogs abuse. He's gonna get booed. He deserves to be booed, by the way. Not nothing violent, nothing like that. But he deserves to be booed. You know, 3 caps. He played in that stadium. I think the last time he played for Ireland was the USA game, was it?
USA game, John O'Shea's last game.
Our only win in 2018, like, you know, 6 years ago. That's football. You make your bed, mate. You lie in it, you know. So, yeah, he should play in it, but it'd be interesting. Jack Grealish, I think, will get away with it a little bit because, you know, he was the under-21s. But, yeah, it's going to be fair. I can't wait for it. The last England game I was at, Ireland-England game, was the only one I've been at, really, was the one in Wembley. I was in behind enemy lines. Right there in Shane Long. Beautiful ball from Coleman. Shane Long. Yeah. Boom. Gorgeous. We're going to have a look at the rest of the group anyway, quickly. So, actually, I'll tell you what, we'll have a look at the fixtures. That's what we'll do. So, we start off our Nations League campaign on the 7th of September, and that is against England. And then we continue it in that September window on the 10th. That is against Greece at home. A little bit of revenge there, we hope. Then we go to October, on the 10th of October, and we play Finland, I'd imagine in Helsinki. And then 3 days later, we have to play Greece again. I'd imagine in Athens, but that's not been confirmed. And they do tend to move it around a little bit. But you'd imagine it'd be in Athens. And then we go to November, and we have the Finnish game on the 14th at home. And then we finish off our campaign, which could very easily be dead rubber for both teams, actually. And that's on the 17th of November. I'd imagine that will be in Wembley Stadium. It'd be mad if it wasn't in Wembley Stadium. Yeah, so, I mean, like... And it's all to play for as well, isn't it, when you see the group? So whoever comes first goes and gets promoted, i.e. England. Whoever comes second goes into a playoff to play the third place team in Group League A, and whoever finishes third, and we finished third in the previous three, by the way. We're the only team, by the way, that's only ever been stuck in Group B. No one else has done that. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. We haven't moved. Literally haven't moved. Which is kind of a bit of a microcosm of Irish football in the whole. We haven't moved forward. And then, of course, so if you finish third, you go into a relegation battle with a team that finished second in Group or League C. And then, of course, you finish fourth, you get relegated. So I like the Nations League, Martin. I know you sort of, you know,
not even been asked a question, and you
put your nose up at it. Well, you said earlier on, you said, "Oh, well, it's so competitive, isn't it? If they come back and play a competitive game, this is competitive. It's the Nations League."
Yeah, I mean, I know it's getting a bit more fanfare now and things, and yeah,
I love the Nations League.
With it, I don't have a problem with it. To be honest,
I don't have a problem with it.
But
I think it's fabulous.
Yeah. All right. Look at Jesus. No, I wouldn't get that carried away about it.
But I think it's great.
I don't know. I think it's better than what it was, and like playing shite friendlies, but you know, and even, you know, like I said, from a commercial point of view, it's exciting now, and even the interest in Irish football. The fact of it is, we've got England. There's 2 games against them. That means tickets are going to sell. People will want to go. People have started being interested in Irish football.
People, yeah, it's like,
you know, that is very true. That's without a doubt. I mean, I've had people contact me already saying, "Oh, what's the chances to get tickets for Wembley and things like that?" And
are you going to? Well, it depends on how this goes. Obviously, if my old media pass goes out the window, Martin, I'll be expecting some. What do you reckon the odds of a particular somebody will be going on social media? Look, lads, I don't work for the FAI. Okay, stop asking me for tickets. Stop asking me for tickets. Do you reckon? Well, we know who'll do that. Do you reckon he'll do that?
Yeah, that will happen. That's another one. Ask Paddy Power for that odds. You nailed on doing a double. I think, but oh dear, you forgot me on the train of thought now. It is interesting. Like, I think that it's what's brilliant about the draw, though. To be honest, is I think it's great for the new manager. 2 home games, so you know, put in a good performance against England. You know, it could go horribly wrong as well. Let's be honest. But I think you have a bit of time. You've got them 2 games, and now we're going to come and discuss about June. But I think that's a real positive for the new kind of regime, in a sense. The new manager being there, the first 2 competitive games are at home. You can kind of get the fans on side and behind the team and things. Very difficult that from a logistic travel perspective. The October games, the 2 games there, are absolute killers for fans. Traveling between, real pain in the arse that is. I mean, people are trying to figure out all sorts of ways of doing it.
Do you remember that 5 years ago when I went to both games? I don't know if you went, actually. Genuinely, Tbilisi, and we had Tbilisi and Geneva in the same week.
Yeah. But you know, look, modern travel and stuff is kind of easy to, like, Irish fans have ingenious ways of getting around from A to B, basically. So yeah, there'll be good trips that the people will be looking forward to. I know Athens, people are saying, you know, which will also come on and chat about, you know, the problems we had accessing stadiums. But you know, I think it's exciting now again. I like the fact there's interest in actual football, not just speculation about the manager. That's going to obviously come now. And I think it's a good challenge for the manager coming in to go, we're going to take on England, one of the best teams, one of the favourites for the Euros coming up. You know, you don't even know by then, they might not have a manager. Southgate could be gone by then, off into the sunset. I mean, imagine. I mean, could you imagine Lee Carsley did get the England job?
Oh, I'd be sick.
That's the bet we should be doing. What's the odds of him walking out 7th of September? Just give us odds that he's going to be walking out as a manager of one of the teams, but also manager of England, manager of manager of Ireland. That's the bet.
There's been nothing else about it. Like, I've just had a quick scour through the internet there just to see, you know, because we're a bit cursed, aren't we, Martin, when we go on State of Play? Like, literally, we had it, you know, put my head down, all of a sudden phone starts going mental, something else is after breaking. Nothing really there. Apparently, Mark Hannum, Mark, Paul, and Johnny were over in Paris for the draw, and they were asked a little bit about it. John wasn't too well, apparently, actually, so that's why Mark Hannum was asked for some of the questions. And he just said that, yeah, look, we have an idea who it might be, which is helpful, and basically, no, we haven't offered it to anybody. Nobody's turned it down, and no, the group wasn't a factor, because I think that was one of the little stories going around. And I think it has to highlight, doesn't it? I've said it before, the amount of conjecture that goes around the media sometimes. People don't know. They don't have a clue. And they just say, well, maybe he's waiting for the Nations League draw. Maybe, you know, if you get a good one or a bad one. And they said, that's absolutely not the case. And I know people are having to go with the FAI here, but I still think they've handled it very well.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, at the Irish Centre last night, Packy Bonner's there, and Shay Given like brilliantly reeled him in to kind of say, right, come on, give us the news we want to know. Like, tell us, this is the exclusive. We'll be drawn on it. You know, he just said, look, as everyone knows, if you're on the board, you have a confidentiality. It's an attractive job, especially now having England. He was very honest about that. And you know, there have been talks and things, but he wasn't going to say who he's spoken to, who hasn't or haven't. So, and you know, in front of him, then like Shay Given's saying, I hope it's Lee Carsley, but you know,
no pressure.
Once he said that, though, I was just looking at Packy for a reaction, and to be honest, I wouldn't want to play cards with Packy because he was giving nothing away. So yeah, very professional, and
good man.
It was it was quite interesting and insightful on it, and it's still going to happen. Like, you know, they think it's going to happen within the next week, don't they? That has been,
yeah.
They're going to have to make a decision.
But they've got to get the right man involved here. You know, they got to get him on board, because there is a dearth of options out there. Let's be honest, there's a dearth of options, and they've focused everything in on this man. He is the perfect fit, by the way. He is the perfect fit. So they know that, and they want to go after this guy. Just moving back to the fixtures. So I booked my flights to Finland, going to Finland, which I can't wait, actually. I've been to Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. And I just cannot wait to experience Finland. You haven't booked your flights yet, have you?
No.
Well, I tell you what, mate. Fucking expensive. Like 400 quid from my flights. I did forego for a little bit of extra leg room, you know, being that, you know, if you've ever met me, I'm not the shortest of people, but I did get a little bit of extra leg room, but still bloody expensive. And when I travel light. In terms of my bag, not my girth. And I mean my weight, Martin. What are you thinking of? God, children. But anyway, I normally get the bag under the seat in front of me, sort of job, and there you go. Lovely. And I tried to do it with Finnair, right? Finnair, by the way, are weighing people at the moment. Jesus. So they're quite stringent.
Come on, okay.
I think a lot of Irish fans might, self-included, might be in trouble. But anyway, and yeah, so you know, I went on the thing to like, because obviously Ryanair, you know what you get in there. Aer Lingus are quite generous. I just thought, like, what did Finnair mean with like a bag under? You know, what did he mean? And I went on the diagram on the website, and it said like, I think 30 centimeters width, and you know, like in terms of what's that? You know, like girth, I suppose. 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters.
Yeah.
I went down at work. I got a measuring tape.
It's a ruler, isn't it? 15 centimeters.
It's like that. It's tiny.
Yeah.
15 centimeters. I thought, well, these
Like
bastards
a boot bag. Like a boot bag, it would be, really, wouldn't it?
Shocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you barely have enough fucking room for a. Well, you've traveled with me, Martin. You know I travel prepared. I am very conscious of safety when I travel. You know what I'm talking about. Do you remember that when we were going out to Portugal? You were trying to take a picture of that, you bastard. Where we were with Stansted, and you're one of the old bitch behind the that's not or whatever. Fuck, you know, having a go at me. He's like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
But anyway, and I just gone back to Finnair. I keep calling them Finlandair, and I was just like, these fuckers are weighing people. I'm not going to get away with this because I'm going to have another situation like I have with the guy in Dublin Airport.
Oh yeah,
Ryanair. Yeah, the guy that tried to charge me 70 quid until you one told him to do one. So just be careful of that, folks. My rant there. I haven't booked my flights for Greece yet because I don't know where it's going to be, but I reckon I might take a little punt. I might go Athens. Are you gonna go to Finland, Martin? Are you gonna join me?
I'll be definitely doing one of the aways, yeah, and then obviously Wembley.
Yeah, we hope. And we're gonna do a little live show there from the Clattering. Do you reckon we're gonna try and do that?
Well, Wembley. If it's there's going to be there's plans in place already. We've had discussions, and we'll be doing a lot of things from
night before.
In hand.
I think the night before the game.
We're doing the night before probably, and then pre-match, just because it's not far from Wembley, obviously. And
no, it's just Northern Line and then Jubilee Line, I think, or there's probably some other way.
There is a bus as well.
Bus.
But no, it's going to be like the Clattering won't disappoint. We've already lots of conversations actually today.
Love it, Martin. Say no more, eh?
Has to be done. You have to, like in the words of one of our greatest ever philosophers, if you fail to prepare to fail.
Jesus Christ! Did you see David Gill was in the thing today, and the former Man United chief executive, and he was like, one of my biggest regrets is when Sir Alex and Roy fell out.
Oh, was that when he was? Did he do a podcast with Rio or something? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't listen to that kind of guff. So, poor Alex and Roy fell out. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Speaking of apologies. I don't know. I just thought I'd segue into that. The FAI had to send an apology out to everyone really, because they sent out an email to certain fans. I'm going to read out the email, and then I'm going to read out the statement, Martin. And I want you to explain what happened, because I must be honest. Just getting the statement ready. I must be honest. I don't actually know how this came about, because where is it? There we go. Yeah, I've got the statement here ready to read. I'm going to read the first email. I don't know how this came about, right? So here we go. Here we are. So this is the email there. I hope you are keeping well. Many thanks for the email and sincere apologies for the delayed response in relation to the concerns you raised regarding Netherlands away in November. Now, if anyone remembers that game, I was there, but I was living up in the media section, and Martin was down with the supporters. And here's a pic. I don't know if this is your picture, Martin, but you shared it.
Here's my picture, yeah.
That's Martin's picture. So that was the queuing inside the Johan Cruyff Arena, okay? It was, from everybody concerned, a shit show. And to be fair, the Dutch do a lot well. They don't do queuing well. And that was from my own experience. But anyway, I'll go back to the email. I previously shared a copy of your email with our safety and security team who were on site in Amsterdam on the evening of the game. I have received a post-match report from the KNVB, the Dutch FA, the FAI fan liaison officer, and safety and security team. I've summarized some of the key points raised below. Access management. Several supporters tried to get in without a valid ticket, i.e. two supporters on the one ticket, or tailgating, I suppose. In addition, several supporters had issues with ticket scanning. People unable to locate their ticket on their phone or tickets already scanned in. This also seemed to be exasperated. I imagine that means to be exacerbated. Not exasperated. In some instances by excessive alcohol substance intake. How dare you? Many supporters presented in a concerning manner, with some unable to operate their phones to access tickets. That was you, Martin, wasn't it?
No.
Late arrivals, 2 minutes before kickoff. There were only 1,300 of our supporters in the stadium. This equated to 50% of the number of tickets we sold. The FAI.
So that was from the FAI, though, back to the support, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. And then the FAI sent out another, I'm going to read this on my phone, statement. The FAI would like to apologise for a response said to a small number of supporters on issues faced by our fans in Amsterdam. The email referenced elements of feedback from the night with a number of sections of the feedback contested, in particular relating to alleged fan behaviour. There were a number of issues accessing the stadium, which the FAI highlighted to the Dutch FA, with many supporters delayed getting entry ahead of kickoff. Information was gathered following interactions with the Dutch FA and insight from our supporters liaison officer, with findings outlining multiple reasons for the issues that occurred before the game. This included a thorough, but as a result, slow security search on entry, a lack of clear signage, issues with access, as well as complications with ticket scanning. The FAI has expressed disappointment in how certain aspects of the matchday operation affected the Irish supporters, and the FAI will continue to work with UEFA and opposing nations ahead of all upcoming away fixtures to ensure the safety of our supporters and to provide all the support we can. And we finish up. The FAI would like to apologise for any offence caused to our supporters regarding the response in question, but also wants to stress once again the excellent behaviour and patience of our supporters during the game and away games in general. So what was it about, Martin? Why was that email sent out too small? Was that like in response to a survey, was it?
No, so basically my understanding of this is the person who actually kind of broke and shared the response from the FAI to his email was a guy called Zeno Kelly. Familiar with, but not a lot of Ireland fans, goes to a lot of games, most aways and stuff. So he obviously has, like a number of Irish fans who were there in Holland. You can make a statement. You can send an email if you had concerns, like we can all do, I suppose. So that's what a number of us did. We also liaised with Gary Spain, the fans liaison officer, to kind of give some feedback of our experiences. I mean, Gary was outside the stadium after kickoff, as far as I can remember. I was in late, half an hour, and I'll be honest with you, there was kids with me, so, like with friends, and I was with two Irish girls who had travelled on like one of their first trips with Riz London, and with their kids and stuff. So I was kind of making sure they were okay and stuff. But we were told completely the wrong way, wrong information to get in. I know we spoke about this before, so it wasn't a case of us arriving late. We left it plenty of time, but we went to the wrong gate station as well. We went further away than because we were told to go there. Brought down a dead end at one stage, then had to walk around this infamous Astro. Got there still with loads of time, couldn't get in. What's happened then, we've all fed back our kind of experiences to the FAI, and this is a stupid error basically by someone in there, and I think the FAI are obviously naturally pissed off that this has come out like it has. They've sent that. It's this, you got to remember, it's on the back of an awful experience in Athens, where people were very, very lucky not to be hurt. As Steve McNulty spoke to you from the stadium that night about, again, tickets, and only the great behaviour of Irish fans at these games is avoiding a serious incident taking place. Yeah, I would also go as far to say Gibraltar which was all right, admittedly, in Faro. That was a shit show as well. Like, we are just treated terribly when we go away. I think now it's getting worse. I think we had to walk all the way past the stadium to kind of double back on ourselves to go into one stand, which was fine, and it was excellently ran from a security point of view. But the stadium, it was just us. It was only one stand that we were all going into, and they could have just had it a lot nearer the buses. It's just designed, I think, to just piss people. Well, it does piss people off, and you got to remember as well, like we've got quite an older generation of fans who go. Like, the demographic is quite old in a sense. So mobility sometimes, without drink and anything else, and this thing as well, talking about substances and stuff, doesn't help.
Well,
and
no,
they've gone wrong there, definitely.
Oh yeah, they've completely messed up there. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I've worked in football security for years, and I'm sure there were people pissed up. I'm sure there were people, but a small minority. Of course there would be. Of course there would be. Back in the day, that would have been me. 100%. You should have seen the state of me in Lille in 2016. But anyway, so I totally get that. But no, from my experience, even though I was in the media section, the ticket that was given to me on my phone said it had the wrong turnstile on it. The email, the company email from the Dutch FA, which I still have, said, ignore your turnstile. That's the wrong turnstile. So this is a problem. That's it's a systematic issue here. Yes, and I had to go to the guy. Look, no, sorry. Look here. Here's the email. They've told me I'm in the media, and he was trying to fob me away. I said, no. Look again. Have a look at it. I had to show him the whole thing because I knew I've been there before because I've worked in football security. I've been a steward. And I know that, so I know I kind of had to speak to these guys. It was very confusing. It was all over the place. I remember that in Faro as well. I remember trying to get out of the stadium, going around. My mates were waiting over. And it's just very annoying. And do you know, and genuinely, like, I'd be fuming. I probably would get arrested sober because incompetence angers me. It really angers me, and my heart goes out to you, Martin, and those people that travelled, because, all joking aside, you go to a game, you've paid a fortune, you've taken time off work, you probably, you're having a nice time, we're going to get hammered anyway in the game, but you go in there to support your team, and you don't get until halftime because these guys don't know how to organise a fucking game or a queue or a simple queuing system. And Irish fans are brilliant when you go abroad, and I know we get a bit of stick sometimes from the non-away traveling fans sometimes, which is mental, but their behavior is absolutely spot on, and there's very, very little trouble. And I've gone to loads of, you've gone to even more games than me, Martin. I've never experienced any trouble. You get the odd gobshite, but nothing,
we've spoken about it as well. It kind of, some of the element is creeping a little bit, with flags and people rowing about getting their flags up and stuff, and that did actually happen in Amsterdam as well. So but that's inspired by people. We police ourselves quite well, and as a kind of traveling fan base as well, like, people do bring their kids and stuff to follow Ireland, and like, we got a lot of information as well, like Gary Spain's done a good job, but that's based on the information provided by the Dutch and the security kind of people as well. So, but if that's not accurate, it's not only their fault, of course, but
maybe
and it wasn't. But then, as I said, speaking to saw Gary outside, and I was actually kind of concerned for him because, like, he's gone, he's missing the game. Other fans, you do get the idiots then with frustration and maybe do
having a go at him. Yeah,
no, but they were also like trying, let's rush the gates and stuff. That's just gonna, like, so people were policing that, and
you don't want to mess with
as well.
Dutch
When
police.
when they would come along, then they're looking for they'll pull out the idiot and they will give you a hiding, and like, there's no justification for that in a sense, but like, just don't act up. And that was unsavory when I saw some of that, and people obviously reported this is what happened to me. And I know some, like I've been to loads of games with people, and I know how they behave at games, and even they had walked out at half time and stuff, and how they were treated, and altercations with the police. Because
Stephen as well, poor Stephen again.
Stephen, like, because it's not right, and it will put people off traveling. But the FAI, I think, do need to do a lot more with that, and obviously filter into UEFA. And we're waiting on these reports, we don't get to see them, and it just is okay. Well, it's moved on now. Look at even how the Liverpool fans, it's just done. Like, look how Liverpool fans are accused, and there's that narrative sometimes. There's no punishment for these associations. I'm a big advocate of, I think that you should have stewards from Lansdowne Road who are familiar with perhaps even the singing section, like fans who were a bit, let's be honest, they're boisterous, loud, like rowdy at times, and supportive and singing the songs and stuff. They travel away. So I think you should have stewards who are familiar with, like senior stewards, familiar with the fans, who then they kind of go and part of that. And, you don't shit on your own doorstep, like, because that would filter back. Oh, you were acting up in Amsterdam. We've got our eye on you now. I think there should be a security team.
I don't know why.
Bit more of that.
I don't know why they don't do that. A friend of mine travels.
Club football, they do it.
Club football,
it's money. Why they don't do it?
Oh yeah, it's money. But I remember that very quickly. I was part of the security team when Millwall were playing Tottenham in the old White Hart Lane. I think Tottenham won like 5-0, and we were just told, don't get involved. It's Tottenham's ground, and just nicely, gently, and welcome to Millwall. And I remember one guy walked past who went, "Oh, welcome to Millwall," and he basically told me to F off. I was like, fuck you then. And yeah, just remember that. And it kicked off. But it could have been so much worse. But I remember guys screaming in my face. Full scale riot had broken outside White Hart Lane, and guys screaming in my face in the stands. And I'm like, look, mate, I'm with you. I'm not really, but you know, and I showed him I was wearing the Millwall badge, and he's like, oh yeah, no, it's not your fault, man. No, it's not your, but it's like, no, I get it. So it does calm things down a little bit, and you could have the Irish lads working with the local lads. And basically go, look, this might be the best thing to do. They're whatever. But anyway, my heart does go out to those people. And just very quickly before we move on, it's done. You ain't going to get your flights back. You ain't going to get your hotel back. You ain't going to get the experience back. Imagine you have a kid with you. That's the first experience. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
But I think the FAI have learned a little bit. Like, I got a lovely email today. This is when the confirmation of the fixtures. I got this from the FAI today. And oh god, where's it gone?
I get it?
Where I've not just deleted it. Right, I was just there, but it was all very kind and saying, this is it, yeah. So because this year promises to be a monumental one for Irish football, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you all on board for the ride.
Hey, now we're talking.
Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Your unwavering support is what drives us forward, and we can't wait to see you at all the matches this year. Come on, you boys in green. So a lovely little email there. But I mean, that's a big PR drive now. And thank you. I'd like to say thanks, John, for sending me that. Jonathan.
Johnny.
It wasn't from Jonathan.
I remember
John used to send me lovely emails, to be fair. That was the other John.
I think when the English last played in Dublin in a competitive game in 1990, hopefully we don't have a repeat of that afterwards. But anyway, and that was before the riot. There was trouble in town that night. And I actually have it. They gave the English fans like a welcome letter, I think, in the away section, basically saying, "Oh, welcome to the thing. We wish you luck, but we don't wish. It's just a nice welcome letter."
Yeah.
Which obviously, it all kicked off afterwards.
That was the afternoon, wasn't it? Because of the floodlights, wasn't it? That game.
Yeah, it would have been. And I remember that game. And then we definitely will move on because we've gone a bit over. I was in school, and they said, "Do you want to go and watch Ireland England?" It was 1990, and I went, "I've already seen it." No, it's another match. They're playing again. No, I've already seen it. It's a 1-1 draw. I was like, no, it's that was obviously Calgary, and I said, "No, I've already seen it." I went, okay, so I had to sit, and the poor teacher had to sit with me, and I was drawing, get my homework done, whatever, and then he all came in. Oh, it was 1-1. See, told you, it was 1-1. Told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
God, and I missed that game. Anyway, right, we're going to move it on to the last bit. We're going to talk about the June friendlies. So it was obviously released a couple of days ago that, we heard we were going to play Hungary home or away. We weren't too sure. That's been confirmed for the 4th of June. We're going to play Hungary in Lansdowne Road. And 7 days later, a bit of a gap, we play Portugal away, and we play them in the Estadio. I have forgotten the name of this stadium. Aveiro.
Aveiro, yeah.
Aveiro, yes. That's called the Estadio Municipal Aveiro Cha. There you go. It's a lovely stadium, actually, I think. They love their own municipal stadiums in Portugal, don't they? No club plays in the bloody things, like the one in the Algarve and Faro. It's a grand old stadium, but they just... So anyway, it's kind of funny because what's the local airport?
There is an Aveiro, but it's just a small one, isn't it? But Porto's the closest, isn't it? So
yeah, it's what's the name of it? Airport. Hold on. Viseu.
It's you, Dave. Oh no, sorry.
Viseu. Excuse me. So I was going to say something there. I've completely lost my track there. Yeah, Viseu Airport, which is 65 kilometers away. And you have Porto Airport, which is 66 kilometers away. Brilliant. Yeah, if you're going to go to that game, I'm booked. My flights are booked and everything. I'm flying into Porto. None of this Ryanair nonsense. I'm going with EasyJet. I have a bit of class about me. Rich man's Ryanair. So, yeah, I'm going to that game. You going to go to that game, Martin?
Not sure yet.
No, haven't asked permission yet.
No. Can I go, Dave? No, I haven't. I haven't.
magical time.
No, I haven't. I haven't booked anything. I've only booked the home England game, as I said. Yeah, just seeing what's happening really for the year and planning stuff. I'm actually away the weekend before as well, but no, just quite a bit on. Busy year as lots of games, and that's what's mad even about this Nations League is, you know, in the lead up to Christmas, you've got 6 games, haven't you? Like September, October, November. It's mad, and then in the new year, obviously, then the final, semi-final, final. We're going confident for this, aren't we? Lee's gonna win us a trophy. And
no, Martin, we don't go in for that. The best we can do is get promoted.
All right,
you have to be in League A.
Okay,
to do it.
All right,
jeez,
still promotion.
Just embrace the Nations League, will you? Just embrace it.
Oh God, it'll be relegation, and it will be an easier group then.
Well, we got relegated in the very first one, but then
and we still didn't go down. No.
See, you just can't flush us. That nugget of shit that just won't go down, Martin.
Jesus, I don't know.
We're feeling about this though. I think we're going to have a bit of but not bell movement. We're going to have we're going to go the other way.
Group movement. Yeah.
Group movement. Right. Anyway, listen, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much, Martin, as per usual, for your input. You are. Thank you very much for watching at home. We will be back Sunday. We want to get your reaction on Sunday on the live pod. We will confirm that time closer to the time on Sunday on Facebook and YouTube. But yes, and we might have a little competition, Martin.
Yes.
Cheeky little competition. We did get some posters. Oh, well, I showed them the poster.
Yeah, do.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Beautiful. I mean, whoever put that poster together is sex on toast. But yes, we have a couple of signed copies of. How many copies do we have, Martin? Have you sold the rest of them? Have you, or
we got 2? I couldn't stand there all night getting Shay Given and Packy Bonner to sign them. So I'm just hanging up my lanyard there.
Your one single lanyard. Well, I get my lanyards out. I need to get my lanyards out. Actually,
I'm going to get my lanyards out. Yeah, I might bring out my one from Wembley behind closed doors, because that's when last time I was at Wembley. For the behind closed doors game.
Do you know what happened to me in that one? And then we're gonna wrap this up. I was promised to work inside security, and my mate was going to sort me out. And basically, I arrived early. I was on my way to Wembley, and I was like, fantastic, going to get to see the boys in green and or boys in white. And yeah, one of the girls for the company who doesn't like me very much went no. And I got a phone call saying, "Sorry, mate, you're too late." And yeah, just screwed me over like that.
Poor form, that. Yeah, very weird experience that was. It was good though. But
yeah, a bit like at Old Trafford, really, wasn't it? You know, the atmosphere. Anyway,
I was with Gary at that one. It was a good one. I was very upset though when Callum got injured quite early, if you remember. But that is a quiz. That is a quiz question actually. Name the starting lineup in that behind closed doors game at Wembley.
I blocked it out. It was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Shane Duffy.
That's when we realised the low block and all that kind of stuff, wasn't it? And
that's when we realised Shane Duffy was fucking finished as a central defender. Really,
England were very comfortable, weren't they?
Of course you were. They didn't even bloody break a sweat. Anyway, right, we're definitely going to leave it there. Martin, thank you very much. We will be back on Sunday. Thank you for watching again. We will have a live episode. Not sure of the time. We will let you know. Yet again, if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button. Scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want opinion, head over to thegreenmachinepodcast.com, thegreenmachinepodcast.com. We would also appreciate if you could spread the word. We are trying to grow the YouTube channel. If you could just hit that subscribe button, we'd really, really appreciate it. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. That's Martin Prendergast, and we are out. Good night, and God bless.